Hi everyone, and welcome to Opening Day 1998 and Out of the Park 23. MLB expanded to 30 teams while realigning the Detroit Tigers and Milwaukee Brewers. Before we play, a lot happened in free agency. Another chance for our owner to sign extensions. It's Greg Jeffrey's turn to get a big payday. It's a bigger contract than he's probably worth, but it's nice to see Astros all-time hit king staying with the team through the 2002 season. We've also taken matters into our own hands by signing the best starting pitcher on the free agent market to a 6-year deal. Say hello to our new ace, Donnie Elliott. He's accumulated 106 wins and 30 WAR over 8 seasons to go along with a 1.10 ERA+. He's also got a World Series ring and 2 All-Star appearances to his name. Ratings look strong across the board, plus stuff, movement, and control, holds runners and defends his position well. 1997 was a down year after missing the 96 season, but our scout thinks he's fully recovered. I also signed one of the best closers in baseball, Mariano Rivera. $2.8 million per season is a bargain. Some of the other top closers are making much more than that. And I know him well, having drafted him in 1989 and was there for his first 2 World Series titles with the Rangers. He was also on the mound for World Series ring number 4 against us last season. Rivera's got 214 career saves, 2 Fireman of the Year awards, 4 All-Star appearances, and a career .229 ERA+. I brought over one more former Ranger, Harvey Polium, to be our new 4th outfielder. He's a base running and defensive specialist with 3 career Gold Glove awards, and I'll give him some starts in right field against lefties, similar to how I managed Jerome Walton in prior years. Unfortunately, we didn't re-sign Shane Reynolds. He got a whale of a deal to pitch in Colorado. He won 61 games and a World Series ring in an Astros uniform. We wish him the best of luck with his new club. This signing earned us a supplemental first-round pick and the Rockies' 4th-round pick in next year's draft. Much like real life, John Wetland is signed with the Texas Rangers. Another member of our 96 World Series team has a new home. He gave us 13 wins, 43 saves, and a 1.41 ERA+, and 4 WAR over 2 seasons. Sadly, things fell apart in the second half last season, and he blew 2 saves in the World Series, so we applaud with thanks but also a bit of regret. Stan Belinda joins fellow 96 champion Brian Harvey to form a loaded Dodgers bullpen. He picked up 10 wins, 12 saves, 29 holds, and a 1.33 ERA+ in 2 stints with us, and he helped us knock out his new team the past 2 seasons in the postseason. We've reacquired him once already, so never say never, but thank you, Stan Belinda. Ron Way stays in the NL Central and signs with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Picked up 10 wins for us while striking out 10.4 per 9 innings and gave us a 1.09 ERA+ in 3 seasons. Now only Steve Sadecki remains from our 96 bullpen. And Paul Wenson, who we got with Brian Holman in the disastrous Pete Harnisch trade, also leaves town to join the Montreal Expos. He had a 5.77 ERA in 43 innings for us last year. That does not warrant applause. All this movement puts us in the bottom half of the league in WAR gained. What we didn't sign was a first baseman, so we head to spring training with an open competition between Bill Miller, Damian Sapp, and Gregory Boyd. The division rival Reds got hit really hard in free agency, and none of our other division rivals really did anything special. The 3 off-season champions are all from the American League: Detroit, New York, and Anaheim. Detroit's free agency window started with losing second baseman Matt Stairs to the Marlins. Just as that deal was announced, the Tigers had already moved on to his replacement. They simultaneously brought 2-time MVP Jeff Kent in to take his place. Then they added 3 starting pitchers to put themselves in play to win their new division, the AL Central. The Tigers' case is helped by the fact that Royals lost 5-time All-Star Pedro Munoz to the Red Sox. The Royals then attempt to fill that void by signing former Astro Orlando Merced. The Angels made 2 big splashes. First, picking up Tony Barron to roam center field for them. He was injured when the Mets made it to the World Series. Now he looks to get a ring while adding to his 31 career WAR. The even bigger splash is making Pudge Rodriguez the highest paid player in baseball. He's clearly on the Hall of Fame track, though he's yet to make a postseason, and despite losing Mariano Rivera and Chili Davis, the Angels look like a lock to do that this season. In some other interesting moves, John Olerud signed with the Colorado Rockies. Good place to go if you want to hit 400 again. Trevor Hoffman joins John Wetland in the Rangers bullpen. Bernard Gilkey leaves the Pirates for the Oakland A's. That's good for us. Paul Molitor does not retire and re-signs with the Cincinnati Reds. He's sitting on 2,994 career hits. Montreal Expos signs second baseman Jeff Fry, which is notable because that position has been held by Tim Raines for the past 18 seasons. He's the last player to leave his original 1982 franchise, so the butterfly effect has run its full course. But then that effect kind of undid itself. Fernandomania 2.0 is here. So he's 37, he basically has nothing left, but he's back in LA to finish his career that started with 3 straight World Series rings from 81 to 83. That concludes the madness. There isn't much left in the free agent pile, nothing I'll be going after anyway. Waivers is a different story though. Bobby Ayala is interesting but owed big money. Got my eyes on Mike Mims from the Yankees. I have a trade in the works that just might open up a spot for him. Spring training brought a few key injuries. Budding superstars J.D. Drew and Matt Morris are each going to miss a month. Jeff Fry suffered a setback on his elbow injury from last year, making the Expos look foolish for letting Tim Raines go. Curt Schilling signed a contract with the Orioles and promptly got hurt in spring training. So here's what this all means. OSA predicts the Yankees to win their 4th straight AL East crown, the Tigers to surprise in the AL Central, and the Angels to dominate the AL West. The Chicago White Sox would earn a wild card and a photo finish ahead of the Orioles, Royals, and Rangers. The Indians would go from first to worst with 90 losses. And it predicts Mark McGwire to hit only 46 home runs. OSA loves the Phillies in the NL East, but with the Expos still making the playoffs. Also predicts the Pirates ahead of us in the Central, and it likes the Dodgers in another close race over the Padres in the West. So OSA thinks we're on the outside looking in and also predicts regression from 33-year-old Barry Bonds. The Blue Jays boast the best minor league system in Major League Baseball. Rafael Furcal made the big club while Roy Oswalt still looks a little ways away. Astros fall to 13th with the graduation of Jason Beret and Ramiro Mendoza. We still have 4 in the top 100 though. We conclude the offseason with $3 million still in the budget, so we've got room to make some midseason noise. I'd like to be rid of the Edgardo Vasquez contract, though that would be more important for future seasons since we don't need the funds right now. Alex Rodriguez's contract suddenly isn't looking great with some regression in his ratings. And it's finally the last year of Lenny Britcher's contract. He gracefully accepted another minor league assignment this season despite having the ability to refuse it. We've seen a lot of turnover in the past year, but the big event on the horizon is Barry Bonds, Bobby Higginson, and Greg Colburn all become free agents after next season. The time to win is now while we still have Bonds at his best. Here's our opening day roster of position players. We're going to carry 3 catchers. Hoyles is still the starter and backed up by Greg Colburn. Damian Sepp is going to get some starts at catcher and first base after mashing in spring training. Bill Miller made the big club over Gregory Boyd. Miller is out of options, and Boyd is yet to play above rookie ball. Ray Durham and Alex Rodriguez will cover the middle infield again. A-Rod had a miserable spring and really needs to snap out of it. Greg Jeffries has third base, and Bill Miller will back him up there. Our starting outfield remains the same. Barry Bonds, Andrew Jones, Bobby Higginson. Harvey Pulliam and Chad Rupp will back them up. So I think we've taken a small step back this year, but should still put a lot of runs up on the board. Donnie Elliott and Juan Castillo are the new 1-2 punch. Jason Beret should make a great number 3 after his breakout 1997 campaign. Ramiro Mendoza will be number 4 in his first full season. Doug Malicki and Edgardo Vasquez both had great springs. Malicki gets the nod in the rotation. Our new look bullpen features closer Mariano Rivera and super setup man Steve Sadecki. Surprise rookie standout Carlos Belliard will get some important innings as our only lefty. Rich Garces and Mike James made the big club this year. Toby Borland will continue his long relief role with Edgardo Vasquez also available there. I think we're poised to pitch a lot better than we did last season. Here are your opening day matchups. Al Leiter takes the hill for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in their first ever game. Greg Roscoe will start the first ever game for the Diamondbacks as they welcome Shane Reynolds and the Rockies to town. We've got Corey Lytle and the Giants in town. Let's take a look at them. Awful. They look awful. They've traded Eric Karros to the Orioles, Kenichi Utsuka to the Cardinals, Antonio Osuna to the Pirates. They did get 22-year-olds Richie Sexton and Doug Davis, plus solid second baseman Fernando Vina back in those deals. They also signed Roberto Kelly. The future does look slightly brighter with 2 of the top 10 prospects in baseball, but they're going to need a lot more than that to compete. This team hasn't made the postseason since 1962. On days when ace Corey Lytle isn't pitching, I think things will get ugly for this team. OSA predicted 76 wins. I'm not optimistic they'll hit that number. But Lytle is pitching today, of course, so we're going to have to earn this opening day win coming right now. Unfortunately, we had sound issues during the live game, so I'm just going to bring you the highlights after the fact. Donnie Elliott made his first start as a Houston Astro and struck out leadoff man Fernandomania. Moving on to the third, Denny Hocking led off the inning with a double. And Fernandomania drove him in with a double of his own. The Giants took the lead 1-0. The Giants were not done, though. Calvin Pickering launched a 2-run homer to center field, 461 feet, to give the Giants a 3-0 lead. The Astros threatened in the bottom of the third, however. Hoyles loading the bases for Barry Bonds. And Bonds lined a single to left, scoring 2 and pulling the Astros within 1 run. Greg Jeffries then gave the Astros a lead, 4-3, with a double. Moving on to the top of the 7th. Game's 5-3 now, but the Giants put 2 on with 1 out. Richie Sexson lines a single to right. It scores a run, but the Astros do get the trailing runner at third. Fernandomania then strikes with a double, scoring Sexson and tying the game at 5. Carlos Belliard came on and got Brant Brown, but Pickering came in to get another base hit, then retired Maglio Ordonez. Charles Johnson got a hit in the 8th, but couldn't score Pickering, bringing up Billy Hall in a big spot. Carlos Belliard struck him out. And then Steve Sadecki was able to retire Denny Hocking. Bill Miller came on in the 8th, couldn't drive in a run. Steve Sadecki continued into the 9th. And Rivera finished the 9th. Damian Sapp led off the bottom of the 9th for the Astros and won the game with a walk-off solo home run. Thank you, Damian Sapp. His first career homer is an opening day walk-off winner. Pretty interesting game. Glad we came out on top. Here is the hero of the hour. We actually drafted Sapp twice. Didn't sign him the first time. Second time we got him in the supplemental first round. He could be a silver slugger catcher, though he's pretty weak defensively. That bat's good enough to play at first base as well, so I want to give him at bats at both positions and keep developing those contact skills. And I'm going to have to be patient because this dude's going to strike out a ton. Not to be outdone by Sapp, Barry Bonds went 2 for 4 and had the big RBI double in the 3rd. A-Rod reached 3 times as well. Calvin Pickering was the player of the game with 3 hits, including the monster home run to center field in the 3rd inning. Denny Hocking also smacked 3 hits for the Giants. This is not quite the start we wanted from Donnie Elliott. No walks, but 4 extra base hits allowed. Pretty good job by the bullpen, though. Mariano Rivera gets the win in his first Astros appearance. Corey Lytle kept our offense under control, but we get to Tab Brown in the 9th. In other games, Ken Caminetti smashes 2 homers in his first game as a Philly, sending them home winners over the Mets. The Brewers win their first game in the National League. Both expansion teams lose their first games. Shane Reynolds pitched a great game for the Rockies. The Orioles stunned Pedro Martinez and the Royals, and Andy Pettitte and the Mariners shut out the Indians. And here's your standings after day 1. Always nice to have a share of first place, but 161 games to go. And I negotiated this trade with the Blue Jays, but I'm not going to do it right now. It's effectively an Edgardo Vasquez salary dump. I'd have to give up 2 C-level prospects and take on 2 bums that I'll just waive. Long term, this is absolutely a good deal. Short term, it's pretty risky. I don't have much in the upper minors, so I want to give this some time before pulling the trigger. Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. That'll do it for today. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the series. I'll see you for another update in early May. Take care.